How's it going, everybody? This is Matt Hubel, and I'm here with the latest 99Lives album art for Pink is Sus. This album was, this art was super fun to make, and the music on it is awesome. Some of the tracks right now are from it. And we kind of did a throwback also. These little dudes from album 96 are kind of the main characters in this piece as well. Obviously mine are painted. These are 3D, so those they have a different style, but you know, they're super awesome and fun to paint because they're just these goofy little block characters, so they can get really expressive and, you know, they're easy to move around and have fun with. So the initial idea was, hey, let's have, you know, 5 or 6 of these little dudes surrounding the pink block, and this pink block is like hiding a big knife behind her back. And the base of this, I have a perspective grid set up, so it's not like I'm just drawing on a blank page. It just doesn't show up in the time lapse, but you know, I get that kind of base sketch out and then do some refined lines. Like my line art's kind of trash, so I don't really try too hard with that. I like to paint more. So, but once I get the basic shape in there, then I'm good to go, and I can start painting. I usually do it underneath the line layer, so I'll add a layer and then put that on. And initially I was going to go with the waveform face that the originals had, but I thought it would be kind of fun just to do these teeny little eyeballs and kind of spread them far apart. I feel like that makes characters kind of look like cute, sort of, and fun. So we didn't want this to be too serious. You know, some of the other ones I've done are a little more, I guess more feel like more like a comic book style or graphic novel style, where they're a little more serious. This is definitely a little more on the fun side, but it's nice to change it up. I like to do little fun paintings too. So I've also kind of got this pressure, like hue and saturation thing on my brush happening, right? And that's automatic. I have just like a jitter on there. You can set that up in like any painting program if you're doing that. So check that out. And right now it's just me blocking in the base color for the background. I want the whole color for the scene to be locked down because it's all relative, right? Like get these nice blues in the background, and then as I get closer I make things a little bit warmer, get some, you know, with the greens, and then the characters will be a little warmer too. But you know, keeping that blue color for sci-fi is usually what I like to do. You notice too with a lot of my art I usually end up going with kind of a blue and pink anyways. Like, you know, with 99Lives, we always want kind of these pink headphones somewhere, right? It's like a little Easter egg kind of a thing almost, where we put those in. And I feel like pink and blue are always like the perfect colors. So but yeah, now it's just, I've got these guys kind of blocked in, and it's going to be some simple sort of rendering for metal, and it's nothing too crazy at this point. If you want any tips for rendering metal, usually paint things from life, right? That's what I like to do. But then also, if you just think about like putting your highlights close to your shadows and doing all that, so that there's like a tight, there's not like a, how do I describe it? Like a tight highlight next to a dark shadow. So there's a lot of contrast right there, and you'll get things that instantly look shiny. It's when things have a slower transition from one color to the other that they don't, but they look more like a matte surface. And yeah, if you want to, I go into depth a little bit more on my YouTube channel as well, if you want to check that out ever. Or you can just hit me up on Instagram too. I'm always on there. Feel free to shoot me a message. But I'm going to duplicate a couple of these little dudes in the background, just so I don't have to paint them all individually, because it's the power of digital art, right? By the way, this song right now is awesome. Check out, I think we're going to put the details down below for this song. All right, so we've got, yeah, see, I'm swapping them around. I got a little yellow guy, a little green guy, and then I'm kind of just moving them around and then adjusting stuff. So it's like, oh, I adjust the hands and then adjust the colors, and that way I get like one little base dude that I can kind of, you know, swap around the scene. And I'll go back through and I'll also detail up more of the background and like these little crates and stuff. And then here comes some atmosphere. Because every scene I always like to put in, some sort of haze or fog like they do it in the movies, and I think it always looks really nice and gives you a separation between like the foreground and the background, right? Like right now I'm trying to figure out how do I separate all these little characters from our main character and make her stand out and be the most important thing. Making the floor dirty kind of in spots and shiny. That's a little trick. It goes by pretty fast, but and then little glows on the faces and stuff. Like I always feel like when I do cartoony stuff that it's trying to balance between like the rendering and making it look realistic and then keeping it sort of cartoony and fun too. It can be a little tricky. But I think this piece turned out really great. It was fun. Yeah, you guys should comment below too and let me know, because I'll read all this stuff too, even though it's not my page. But let me know, like, do you guys like kind of these more fun pieces like this, or do you like the one that we did the other month with cyberpunk? Like, what's your favorite style of the stuff that I make? I know there's other artists too who work on these, but I'd just be curious to know and get some feedback from you guys. And then if they continue to let me help out with these, I'll maybe take that feedback and run with it. So I was messing with some titles there too for a little bit, but so last thing I do is color correct and then kind of throw in some extra little glows and highlights and just the fun little bits and like blur out the background a little and really just making that pink robot the star. So guys, thanks for letting me hang out with you for a few minutes, and I hope you guys enjoy the new album. Later.